Yo, 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 what's up? What's good? What's good? What's happening? Good morning, good evening. Wherever you're from, where are you at? We checking some charts out tonight. I might just be quick. I ate a lot of Easter food today. We had an Easter gathering with my family, and I am stuffed, but I hope y'all have a happy Easter. Whether you celebrate it or not, have a happy weekend. Yesterday was Good Friday. Easter Monday, I think, coming up. So markets were closed yesterday, but we still saw some pushes around involving crypto. Not really big pushes, but like there's stuff happening. So yeah, we're just keeping an eye on some things for sure. Here's USDT dominance. USDT.D is right on this pivotal line. I think it breaks down from here is more likely than not, but it could fight its way down, so to speak. We bounced down off that sort of yellow mark I put here and made our way back down. Excuse me. Of course, that see what it did to BTC dominance. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, so kind of just breaking down slowly but surely. Hasn't made a higher high. So yeah, we're just kind of trending down on this one. This could be potentially a head and shoulders and really push down some more. If we see BTC dominance move down, that doesn't mean BTC price has to move down. It could be that altcoin season's sort of starting to print. Yeah, I might not get many people in here tonight just because it's Saturday evening. It's like 9 p.m. PST or whatever, so it's okay. This will be more for the later analysis or review or whatever you want to call. So where do we go from here? This is kind of where we're hanging out. You know, like I said, we pushed up out of this box range where we pushed kind of like bounce on top of it, and then just kind of correcting, bouncing sideways in that. We do see this larger formation of a megaphone. Let's see, bullish megaphone. I think, did we look at this last time? I think we talked about this last time. Is a megaphone pattern bullish? Can be bullish or bearish. It's bullish as a rise, as it's rising in an up channel, and bearish when it's down channel. So yeah, I mean, it just depends. See, that's a bearish megaphone rising. This would be a bullish megaphone. This could also be bullish. Yeah. So megaphones, I think, tend to play out bullishly for the most part. With what we're looking at, because it pushed up into this, right? So, and then this is the megaphone that it's creating. I think if we look at this, also the angle from up here, definitely interesting to look at. Let's just pull one of these lines here. Yeah, so I think this this resistance point as well. Yeah, we can see because that kind of touched there and then touched there. We don't want the lines to pass through, so that's kind of what we're looking at. Yeah, I think, you know, whether we trade sideways a little bit more, but eventually once we push up past this zone and then past this zone, right, that's kind of what we're looking at. Push past these zones of demand, and I just think that it can really rocket up past all-time highs. We're not far off right now. All-time highs, you know, you're looking at 5.5%. That's really nothing. So I think people aren't bullish enough on what's going on right now, and that's just something to keep an eye on. You know, we had this mark from before, here. This is kind of our zone of interest right around all-time highs. But again, right here, I marked right there, right there. I said this is kind of going to be our zone to break up past, which we did successfully break up past, but now we're doing kind of a retest. So yeah, I think we just look at this as a bull flag, you know, whatever, megaphone, whatever you want to call it. Looks bullish, right? This proved a lot of bullishness. 4.5% in a 4-hour candle. We print another one of those, we're at all-time highs. So yeah, guys, I'm not saying ape the whole house right here, but I think we're still sitting pretty. From when we talked the other day, let's see, was it the 28th? I'm not even sure. I want to check it out. Oh, it stopped the music. Sorry, guys. We talked 2 days ago, so the 28th. Where were we? Somewhere here. I don't actually like that mix. This is okay. 2 days ago, so would have been Thursday. Yeah, right around here. This is where we made this mark. So I was saying it's just going to grind up. You know, unfortunately, it did grind back down out of there. So we made a correction, this sort of correction that we've broken out of sort of now. And then, yeah, we're waiting to see this push back up. I think this, you know, this has a lot of strength. And I did note that this is kind of a very important place. This 894 was the mark that I had. Yeah, and I mean, that's, you can tell, resistance, support, resistance, support. I mean, it's been a fairly important line. So I think we are above this. It's going to be very bullish. We're below it. See this? Very bearish, very bearish, very bearish. But then it pushed back up. Every time it pushed back up with strength. So I think that just shows the strength of the market is leaning towards the bulls right now. ETH BTC, we're still low. We're pushing low on this. Like I said, we're in the channel though, so I think we bounced off that. We might be making a bounce here, might be making an uptime. Let's see what that does to ETH price. Yeah, so I mean, ETH price just wiggling up, like I said, little resistance at 3,600. I think we can see it on this next move push up past 3,600 to the 3,800. Maybe a little struggle around 3,700. But I think we got that marked out pretty good on the chart right now. Yeah, the one thing I wanted to pay attention to right now is like this. We were looking at this before for a larger structure for daily, right? That this sort of sideways wedge, and then it broke out and really rocketed up past this previous high and into some resistance here, as we can see here. Some resistance on the chart. I think our next sort of resistance point I was pointing at was, you know, this 3.4 region, 3.7 region. So yeah, I think once we finish what we just sort of finished here, and I mean, you can see the beginnings of what happened here. Straight up, right? Straight up. So we could see a little more sideways, little action there. Because yeah, I mean, this, you could look at it this way as well. Technically that would be a better trend line to follow when it comes to the breakout. So yeah, I think this is kind of, you know, we look at maybe some sideways in this breakout, maybe not as much daily wise. I think maybe only a few hours wise. Like it's looking very similar in that structure, sort of sideways down ticking, and at some point we're going to see sort of like a W form, and then off to the races, and then kind of around here, unsure what we see, but above this sort of zone, we should have gas. This sort of move type deal. Yeah, and then that bodes fairly well for Solana. Sol ETH, of course, pushing up, not quite as strong as Sol BTC, but of course breaking out, and then we have a smaller time frame here. Right there, and then this, once this breaks out up above this 554 region, it'll gas up pretty fast. It gassed down, gassed up through there pretty fast. Should gas up there pretty fast. Let's move this over. Then we can see it a little better, but yeah, that's basically like it's happening to a T. When did we talk about this? 28th, yeah. So like I literally drew this on the 28th. I want to leave it because that's crazy. See? Perfect. Like it's perfect. We're right in here. So yeah, I think Solana continues to gas upwards. Let's find our chart. Yeah, so we continue to gas upwards. We're just right in the areas that we were saying. There's going to be some consolidation. And you can see it just like you saw on the Solana BTC, Solana ETH. It looks very similar in the structure that we're creating now here. We just have this kind of wedge that's forming here. Right? And then once this breaks out, should see easy gas to the upside. I know this is one thing a lot of people would be looking at as well, is just on this major trend, this big wedge, right? This big wedge I just put on there just broke out, right? That just broke out. Now we're just forming a little wedge. And I believe this is a very opportune point to be hopping into something like Solana. You can have a very good risk to reward on these types of trades. I actually want to leave this one on here just because it looks nice. It really looks nice to see that have cleanly broken. Right? We looked at this last time. Clean break, gas. Clean break, gas. Right? Now, sometimes when these bigger structures break, it doesn't gas as hard right away. But once it sort of does this retest, this is the breakout. Doesn't have to retest that strong, but just sort of a bit of consolidation, and then it really sends off after that. We're in line with what I'm pumping here, with this, this larger trend that we talked about. Just to zoom out on the daily, let's actually go on the 3-day, just so we can see on the bigger structure what things are happening here and what's in play. And this is what we did, right? We circled this. We did a big circle here. This was the trend. We copy and pasted that basically from this breakout here. So on top of this breakout, and that's where we targeted. So around the 240. Crypto tends to go farther than we anticipate, so that's why I think it's easy to say once we get into the 240 range, all-time high is so close that I don't think it's going to be a difficult target to reach. Yeah, so that having been said, I think once we also push to all-time high, we could push past that quite a ways, quite significantly quickly. And that's why I had this smiley face kind of in between the 275 to almost 300 range, 295 range. I think that's kind of where we're expecting this whole push to go. Even though I have it marked down here, that's kind of my safer plays. I might start taking profit a little earlier, but at the moment I'm not looking to take profit at all. I will start considering putting in some stops here if I feel it's necessary. But with something like this one, this trade, like one risk should be 1 to 2% of your portfolio max. So you shouldn't be so concerned about losing that right? You should be able to put your money on the table and just be safe with that losing. Like, be okay with losing 1%. That's what we're trying to learn as traders. If you're just an investor, a holder, then this type of trade doesn't matter to you. You're actually just looking at the percent gains, 79%, 6%, right? And you're basing it more off that. So that's something to consider. If you're just investing and you're holding for longer terms, you know, where were you back in November when I was talking about this? Regardless, you know, investing at such a high valuation of like $200, I mean, you're limited on your upside, right? So that's just one thing to consider. But that having been said, Normie thinks ETH last cycle percent based gain top to top 880, and then me thinks that's my target is 1,000. And I'm actually gonna put a stretch target in now of 2,000, because that's about, I don't know, that's about crazy enough. So let's put crazy. That's a huge leap from 1,000 to 2,000 for something like Solana. That would mean a pretty substantial, pretty significant market cap. Put it that way. Do I believe in 2,000? Like, it's just, you got to put a crazy target on there. 500 to 1,000 is already pretty insane, and even thinking that you know, 500 to 1,000 is hit to some of these people is absolutely insane, because they look at other coins that haven't gone even to like previous cycles all-time high. You know, there are coins out there, but just the amount of meme coin, let's see, deck screener on Solana. We're gonna pull up SLERF here, but I just want to see. I just want to see Solana. So Solana total volume 2.32 billion, base 1.2 billion, Ethereum 1.2 billion, BSC 1.6 billion. I mean, what more do you want? All these other ones are meaningless compared to this stuff. Like, people are like, Phantom, 7 million. Nobody's there. Sweet, 9 million. No one's there. Nobody's fucking there, guys. Even Optimism only has 55. Blast, 69. AVAX, 80 million. Polygon, 150 million. Arbitrum, 339 million. Right? These are ETH. ETH. Polygon's like Matic. I don't even know what happens on Matic. There's some meme coins on Matic. I just don't think there's a lot happening on Matic. Period. BSC is kind of like a what the fuck anyways. You can make money. I made money last cycle on BSC, but I just think that BSC is not quite what Solana is. 2.32 billion. And they said base is coming. Oh yeah, base. Yeah, 1.2 billion. That's good. Don't get me wrong. They're doing great. But this is like 1.2 billion with like a ton of hype they have right now. They have a shit ton of hype, and they still aren't passing Solana volume. I don't think this slows down. I think right now, like, a lot of this stuff is kind of in a lull, because we see this when just specific narratives work compared to like the whole meme economy is pumping, right? So right now we have this cat narrative and the hot dog narrative, right? The fucking Costco hot dog. And so we had Soul Price, who is like the guy that came up with the fucking hot dog or whatever. And then there's like New York Slice and like stupid shit that's similar, that's just pump and dumpy. but we don't see like a lot of the main boys running up in here, right? Like the main boys like Jupiter, like Book of Meme, like SLERF, you know, like these Tramp looks like it took a beating. You know, Joe Bowden's still up there pretty good. Yeah, Joe Bowden's still doing pretty solid numbers. But again, they're not pumping really. Even the whiff is pumping. Don't get me wrong, the whiff is pumping. Look at that on a daily. That's some crazy ass motherfucking chart, man. So I think this is similar to like BTC dominance, where whiff took a lot of the air out of the room. On, you know, it pumped to here, and then we seen 15th March to like 24th of March. I bet you other meme coins did pretty good around here, and the whole meme market was kind of pumping. And then again, this big parabolic moves, they can cause the rest of the meme coins a little bit of a turbulence, so to speak. But that having been said, you know, I think we're still sitting safe with stuff like SLERF. GME we haven't looked at in a while because, like I said, I wanted to see it get over a certain level first. Which one is it? This one? I wanted to see it get over a certain level first, and it hasn't done that. Like I said, I wanted to see this 886 get recovered, and we've actually continued poking lower. So yeah, I think this one would have to continue being extended as we continue making lows. But yeah, I think at some point GameStop is going to made a big comeback here. It went from about 7 to like over 15 mil or something like that. Almost 20 mil, I think. Let's go to market cap. Oh no, my bad. So it went from like 6.5 mil to 13 mil. So it did a 2x real quick. But yeah, nothing to write home about right now. We're still under this more localized flag down, or trend down, I should say. We made a lower low though, so right now we're waiting to see how much further down this can go. This is kind of the pivotal point right here. I'd say we don't want to lose that 4.75 mil mark, 5 mil mark, sort of, because then, you know, we could trend all the way back down to 2 mil. Uh, 4 mil, 2 mil. You know, I don't think we we like seeing stuff like that for sure. You know, if you're still in this, like, I've got a bunch of tokens. I'll tell you guys a story that I've got a bunch of tokens in both my Saga phone and my personal wallet, which I've collected along the way, and certain tokens that I like that went down to an evaluation I didn't really want to sell unless they came back up. And some of this dust, you hold on to it, and it turns into gold. So I don't sell my meme coins because you can't know which one's the one. You know what I mean? Like, you can't know which ones are the absolute winners and absolute losers, and you can't know when things can change completely. Like, things could change on a dime with a project like GME, and I think really move. It's still got a lot of holders. It's still got the community. There's still people there building. I'll bet much quieter than before. There's still, you know, this could still easily pop back up. We've seen lots of this type of stuff happen in meme coins, where it looks like it bleeds out for frickin' ever, and then all of a sudden pops off, right? Like, all of a sudden we have, like, you know, some dumb money narrative come back, and GME is the most popular thing since sliced bread. Anyways, guys, I digress. I think we popped off SOL a bit. Yeah, I really was just clout farming. that we pushed up out of here. Yeah, see, yeah, we were talking back here. Right around here. And I was like, I think we move up here soon. Yeah, we were right around here. I was like, we're going to break out here soon. And that's exactly what we did. Now we're resting outside of there. Like I said, we want to move above this, which we are just testing and tingling around the 195 mark. Once we move above the 195 with some real conviction, we could potentially test this again. We could see 192 again, but I don't think we see lower than 192. 192 is kind of the worst case scenario, and then we move up from there. All-time highs soon, right? Like, soon. I don't know how soon. This is 420 marker. That's what I'm anticipating. That doesn't have to play out. FTM, did we do something on this? Yeah, so like, yeah, that channel we were talking about, it broke down a little bit, so we can just redraw, forming an even bigger channel. Under $1 is pretty good entry for something like Phantom if you're thinking that it goes up. But again, on this correction, I would let it sort of base and then start moving up again, just to have some confirmation of strength. We talked about DYM, I think. Way more airdrops got confirmed. You guys don't have some DYM staked. I don't know what you're doing. This stuff's cheap to be staking and getting some airdrops. I think 10 is pretty low. I mean, you could do like 20 for 120 bucks, 20 DYM, and that's a pretty good stake, I'd say. Just to get started, just to have something, because some of these airdrops, like if not a lot of people are doing it, then a lot more money gets distributed. Let's take a look at total. What's going on up total? Yeah, we're just basing up above here. Yeah, we're just kind of hanging out up above there. Yeah, I think once we see that, just it looks a lot like Sol, right? Just how if this sort of major structure gets broken, it's kind of wedging, right? So when this breaks, when this flag really breaks, I think we see a lot of gas out of the total market cap, because I think it's going to really push into this high, this all-time high, and it should move out of there pretty quickly. Something around here. Once it busts out, retest and go. Total 3. Yeah, we popped out of this corrective structure into another one, and then we just continue off. I mean, that's what I believe. We're just gonna try to break through this, right? So this is something to keep an eye on if, you know, if you've got altcoin plays you want to play. Once you see this break above this and start gassing, you know, it's in for another move. So it's a good time to switch gears, slap some altcoin plays in. Let's have a look. Just doing some quick pop arounds. This one was nice. Look at this. Whoops. Look at this. Look at this play, man. Huh. Crazy area to enter here and just rocket it up to $1 from 60 cents. You could have nabbed it as low as 50 cents on this wick down retest. That's crazy, guys. Even if you entered here and put your stops like down here, you could have easily pulled out like a couple R's out of this trade. Pixel is looking good. This is an interesting one though. I don't know enough about it. I've just seen enough people that I trust in this space talk about it that and it looks good as a game. I like the art style, so I mean, it would be one to check out. Tia is being a real piece. We made that trade on it, but now we're just in this major corrective structure. And yeah, it looked like we had a head and shoulders. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, yawn. I don't know if we went deep enough for that head and shoulders, but it is moving back up from, you know, the $11 range. I'd stay out of that one for now. Just a little weak. Juke, probably a better play, right? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this, you motherfuckers. Look at this, you motherfuckers. I give you free money. This is what I said, to play this as soon as it exits. So we're in this trade. Right from here, 135. And now at this point, it's already pushed up out of here so hard. We're almost at 2 hours. I'd say wait till it clears this and then move up your stops. We were looking at $2. 50% move. So yeah, once that it's a tough one, because yeah, we don't want to lose this. It could potentially lose this whole thing after it just fails this. But you're willing to take the risk. You could potentially at this point just move your stops to break even, and then kind of go from there. I'm just gonna leave it like this just because, you know, for examples. But I'll put a line here and say stops to break even. Stop loss to break even. Okay. LTC, I wanted to check out just because we were talking about this. Yeah, so it's pushing up near to this top. You know, it had a resistance there. It had a resistance here. And now we're kind of sitting at this resistance point. Let's draw a line. So yeah, those are kind of watch outs. Once we push past 115, we should see gas and other things, but it's just it does claim to top offs. WIF, what were we talking about with WIF? 28th. Yeah, WIF was pushing up to $4 on the 28th. So yeah, it bounced off our line here, the gas line. And it continued gassing to about 460. We're right in the target. Basing sort of up on top of it. So yeah, I mean, at this point you have to raise your targets for something like this. You have to zoom out, raise your targets, look at it on a daily, see where are we going next. Next major target I think for people to look at is 10. And a potential stop off of 5. You have the meme targets in between of 6.9. And I believe 8.8 is going to be the next significant. 8.88. Just because of the Asian whales. And their belief in luck. And all that sort of stuff. So I think this is kind of what we look at for WIF on a longer time frame. You know, see if it bases here and then pushes up. So this is a good place to play. This is a good place to play. And then kind of up from there, right? Up, up, up to the $10 mark. And these are all sort of places to play along the way. It's hit our arrow now, so our previous squiggles are correct. They played out so much faster than we actually squiggled. All right, look at that. under $1, we were like, yeah, it's gonna, you know, correct under $1. It fucking gassed from like 30 cents to $3. That's insane, guys. 300 mil to $3 billion. From 24th of February to the 15th of March. In 3 weeks, this thing went absolutely parabolic. It then took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 days of recovery, and since has gone parabolic again. This could continue going. That's why we're doing this exercise. This could continue going to $10 fairly quickly. Right? People see this go this far this fast. The hype starts getting out and shit starts going parabolic. Right? So keep an eye on this one. This is a good time to talk about this. Both altcoin season. Sorry, this one's so fucking bright. My eyes are burning. 49 right now. I think we're just testing around here and we go up to altcoin season. But really depends on what Bitcoin does. So keep an eye on that shit. Let's close that. We don't need that. Funding rate heat map. So yeah, look at what happened last time. So this is where I would say this sort of zone, you know, 24th, actually when WIF started running, that major run, a lot of other activity, and we can see by the heat map here, everything got extremely hot, especially with ADA and Pepe. Why the fuck ADA? I don't know. Don't ask me. Who the fuck is leverage trading ADA? You need to seek help. Bonk, right? That's okay. I understand stuff like that. ADA? What the fuck are you doing? Anyways, I digress. So yeah, look at, you know, the majors, BTC ETH SOL, and we can see, you know, right around 28th, 29th, we had, you know, that's the major heat up, and then another super major heat up on all of them almost. And that was on the 5th of March, and that's when we had a cascade liquidation. So what are we seeing now? That, you know, tapered off. It really super tapered off. People were indecisive. It was up and down a lot. Corrections here. And then now we're starting to decide on a direction, I believe. That's why I've been pushing the narrative of up, because I think that's what we saw in this major zones is we saw push up, liquidation, push up. And it continued pushing. It didn't liquidate that far. So I think same sort of thing, same sort of story. You know, from back here when it was quieter to now, you know, this is a significant period of time. That 2 weeks, and then another 2 weeks. I think, you know, we're just starting in the 1 week. Not even. It's just a couple days. We're just a couple days in, so we're not even a week in. I think we still have a week and a half of bullishness after we really start moving past some of these resistance points that I'm talking about. Yeah, keep an eye on your favorites. Safest ones are big ones, right? Like, look at Bonk rotating right now. This is probably a pretty good entry on Bonk. To play this, you know, this structure, and then watch it gas right after it sort of opens up here. I think those are good times to play stuff like this. Myro, look at this, starting to move, right? Really starting to move out of this. If we see it out of here, over here, gas. Right? This is like Doge. We put this in. Look at this, guys. We put this trade in. This other trade that was more near term failed. That's okay. One risk. It's gone. But this trade is still in. We're happy. We popped into this trade. At this point, you know, you could raise your stops to break even. This is a huge trade. 59 Rs. What am I giving you guys? I'm just giving you guys the sauce. Yo. Giving you the sauce, yo. This could be a risk-free trade at this point. You could literally put it in profit. Let's see what we're at currently. Yeah, currently 1.7 hours. Tagged out about 3.5 hours. So you might want to let it breathe a bit more. I'd give it some more room. Let it, produce some nice price above here. You could actually put your stop right under here. But it could continue down right now. And if you're willing to risk it, I would say risk it. You know what I mean? If you enter this trade, just be willing to lose that little bit. It's not a lot. You shouldn't be putting in a lot. See, Pepe, we did that. Same thing. Didn't work so well. What's happening, though? It's coming back to our entry. It's coming back to our entry. So there's still a possibility there. Shib tagged it. So we lost one there. That's okay. That's okay. See what happened? We lost this lower trend line. Right? So at this point now, we want to see it correct out of what it's doing now. First, and then we'll go from there. Oh, it's kind of starting to correct out of it, actually. See, this is where you could throw another risk in. Yeah, throw another risk in on this one, right? And just look for those all-time highs. Or recent highs. Is a 16-hour trade. You can lower this down. 5-hour trade. Target higher. I think we're targeting 6 for this. Yeah, right around there. So that's a 10-hour trade still. Which is pretty good. We're going to just leave that one and see what happens. Jimmy. Yeah, see, we were looking to get above this. That didn't happen. This inverted head and shoulders did not happen. We had a low, lower, lower, low, lower, low. We're still looking for this to hit something. Unfortunately, on this chart, we don't have a bottom. Unfortunately, we don't have a bottom. So we're still waiting for this kind of the corrective structure in this bottom to base out. So I think now at this point, we just kind of do that until we can push up out of here. That's where you want to see it. That's where you want to see it. Unfortunately, you have to wait that long, for price to correct that high. But that's going to be your safest play. After that leaves this high and starts moving up, that's when we're really going to start seeing, the money come back in. SLERF, we didn't break that. Whoa. This is actually a good one. This is a good beat. I like this beat right here. This is smooth. I thought we were gonna be pretty quick, but we're at 40 minutes anyways. I really like. I'm just chilling tonight anyways. I'm just chilling. I'm just chilling tonight. Yeah, that's sort of the channel for SLERF right now. That's what we're looking at for SLERF right now. It is possible that we go down to further test this lower trend line and make a double bottom. I think this is, we don't want to see it lose this. Potentially make a mark right around here as a higher low, or here as a double bottom. Yeah, I think that's pretty good right there. Because we don't want to see it lose that low. If it loses that low, it's going to go down probably to this low. So that's kind of where we're at. So either this or this. Either one of these. Looking to play. Looking to play. Looking to play. Another play here. So yeah. SLERF. Trying to find its turf. But I think this Murph, it gasses above those. It gasses above those. What are we looking at with Tau? Starting to move a little bit now, but not much. Render, chillin'. World, chillin'. FET. Look at this, we took this one. Set our stops pretty good, it looks like, on that. Didn't hit our stops, and it's continuing on up. We're still in the money right now, a little bit. PAL. Wait for that one. AJX, same thing. Hood we slapped in here, and I meant to put it in stocks. Let me get it up here. It should be in my stonks pile. Cause yeah, Hood is going crazy. What was all-time high for this bitch? 85. Still a 4x to all-time high. And I mean, this shit IPO'd in 21. It went up a little bit. And then it just fucking went straight down. We're looking at this same sort of thing that I've talked about. You know, it broke those resistance points. We're just breaking this resistance point as well. Where it fucked around there, fucked around there, fucked around here. It rejected, broke through, fucked around, broke through, retest, breaking through, retesting again. I think the next move from Hood really pushes us up to here. Into this 34-38 region. Which is a huge move, so I think this is an entry. Personally, with a fairly tight stop. You don't have to put too wide of a stop on this, I don't think. Under that. It could come back to retest these highs. So you could potentially put it underneath this low. 10%. That's still a pretty good R. Yeah, 10R. I think that's still a really good trade right there. A little bit longer time frame, right? This is going to be like a almost yearly trade. I'd say it takes like this long. Let's see. That's interesting. I'm glad I brought that up for you guys. So yeah, guys. Keep an eye on the charts. Like, things look good right now. I don't think it could look any better for things like Solana. Solana Summer's coming. Couldn't look any better for BTC at this rate. You know, it could look better for ETH, but there's a lot of altcoins out there. You don't have to play ETH only. I think, you know, if you were an ETH maxi for last season, you should probably consider some Solana. Soylana. Yeah, I mean, if we look at this properly, it should be right here. Because that's the low. This one's a higher low, right? It's, you can almost see it. It's starting to do that, where it starts curving up, right? So yeah, I mean, I might leave that on there, right? Because I think actually at this point we're basically breaking out. This was like deviation, back in the range, off to the races. Should see a little retest here. Probably a good time to enter. We could slap an entry here just to show you guys. Let's do it on the hourly so we can see a bit better. Maybe 2. Yeah, that's good. $2.10. So I think this resistance breaks out fairly easily, so you'd want to probably target the next one. 226. That's what we have marked out, at least. Let's go to this. So yeah, pretending we're just market buying right now. We don't want to see it lose this low. We can give it a little room to breathe. There's an example of a 30-minute entry. Look at this. We pretended we market bar right there. Boom. It's up 20 cents. This is a lot of strength right now, so that's why it is. I think we play into strength right now as we see strength in markets. Right? You kind of have to buy high, sell higher. That's the idea. Like, I get it that it's, oh, it's already at 195. People are scared. Well, fuck, you're risking something. You got to risk a little bit. So that's why you risk small, win lots. Look at this. What is this? 15 Rs. 1% risk, 15% gain. Like, it adds up, guys. It fucking adds up. That's what we looked at. That's how we enter things, right? This is what I'm showing you guys, how I enter stuff. Is this an entry I'm actually taking this second? No. You know, do I regret it? Maybe. Doesn't matter. It's not the point. You don't think like that. You got to think, what opportunities are the market's giving me right now? Can I take an opportunity and capitalize on it? And that's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Right? Like I said, we broke out of this. Easy. We breaking out of this. Easy. Now we break out of this next one. Easy. Again, the reason why we ignore this as a deviation, because this is the low. This is the low. So you can't, essentially it's already broken out once, but faked out the breakout. And now we're breaking out a second time. I love that we're watching this live. Let's check it out on a 3-minute. Look at this. Breaking out live. Breaking out live, guys. And what's Bitcoin doing? Bitcoin's pumping right now too. Yeah, it's been pumping a little bit. Since 5:30, actually. Up almost 1%. Oh yeah, it's pumping real good. Look at that. That's a solid candle. See, like here. Another solid candle. You might see some sideways mover, and there's some solid candles like that. Let's get that drawn back in. Look at this. We're already up. 20-minute. Let's get back. Already up 75 cents, 70 cents, 69 cents. Oops. And you know, you could have a leverage bet for something like this. This is what I would do, a leverage bet on something like this. You want to try to maximize what you can get. We want to see recovery over this. This. These are the, you know, we want to see it do this, this, and then it'll go. Good gas right here, guys. Right live on stream. Showing you guys how to open. Showing you guys where to take your profits. Everything. Right? You could, once you see this zone, like if you see it push up into here and then this zone moves, you want to move your stops like up as you go, right? You can move your stop up here first once it's in this zone, And then once it's in this zone, move your stop up, leave it there until you push up past out of this zone, then you move it here. Then once it's in the next zone, that's when you'd move your stop up here. And just keep trailing your stop up for a play like this. Mind you, these are fairly risky, so like, you might want to wait a while to put it into profits. But you could potentially, go risk-free fairly quick. If you're not feeling confident in trading, that's a good way of not losing your bag. Because then at least it's gonna close there, and you're gonna get another chance. It's like getting a free play, on your gamble tickets. But this is a little bit better than gambling. Like, I don't think it's definitely not gambling, but there is some probabilities to it, and that's why I think people see it as type of gambling. Anyways, guys, I think that's all. I've been here way longer than I anticipated. Look at this. This is dumping back down. So this is why you don't bet the house on this type of stuff, right? Like, market makers try to dump this right back down right away. It could do something like this. And then push up out of here. Because, see, this is like some action happened over here. But that being said, we're looking at the 1 minute chart. So that's why I stick to stuff like stick to like 20 minute, 10 minute resolution type thing. And then you can look bigger, look a little bit bigger, get a little bit bigger picture, get even bigger, look at the biggest picture. Biggest picture right now, we're looking really bullish, right? That's what I believe, is that bigger picture looks really bullish. A little smaller picture, like I said, go down to like the 2 hour. We broke out of this, so I think that's bullish. We're looking to break out of this. That's bullish, right? You look at the smallest picture, 10 minutes. Again, I think it's been trending up. Low, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high, higher, low, somewhere in here, right? Higher, high, higher, low, somewhere in here. I think this already made the low, and then we move up from here. But again, you know what? Look at that. They can play with your emotions too. 87 down to 27. So like 60 cents down in a couple minutes. And then right back up. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy, guys. Anyways, I don't think I had any viewers, but I hope that somebody learns something from this, or takes some kind of get some help based on this. Not financial advice though. Please don't take any of these trades with too much money. Always only risk on crypto what you're willing to lose. Take as many safety precautions as you can with this type of stuff, because I've seen too many people get wrecked. Yeah. Oh no, she's out. But yeah, Andy's Crypto Talk. We'll